Esta semana en el verde.
This week on the green.
Welcome to This Week on the Green.
We're your hosts, not AJ and Lola. Lord knows where they are.
Welcome to today on the green.
St. Patrick's Day.
Happy, it's
choir dress. No getting pinched for us.
We already finished singing.
Yeah, but I'm Kaylee and this is Ben.
Hi.
Today's St. Patrick's Day.
As you can see by her green.
I wore green. Where's your green?
Right there.
Okay, good. I won't pinch you then.
Thank you.
And today there's Apex presentations, so let's
Yes,
go
there
to Isaiah to hear about it.
Hey Bearcats, it's Isaiah, your sports correspondent, and for the past few weeks, freshmen in Apex have been working on their third and final project, the Dark Ride. A Dark Ride is an indoor amusement ride that carries riders through animated, painted, or special effect created scenes. For more information about this project, let's head to one of the three Apex teachers.
Hi, Ms. Barrios. What is a Dark Ride project about?
Yeah, so our Dark Ride project is very similar to something that you would see at Disneyland, so like think Haunted Mansion or Pirates of the Caribbean. What our students are doing is they are creating a story that they can tell through a dark ride. So it's a building and a ride that we can control essentially all of the elements inside. So they are building the narrative, they're building the character backstories, but on top of that, they're actually building physical objects. And so they have these actual ride layout models that they're creating vehicle models. Oftentimes there's some third component, so maybe a storyboard with fantastic artwork. We have some really great kids that really know technology very well, so they're making 3D models digitally of their ride or of the vehicle itself. And then it all culminates with our presentation at City Hall, where they're getting to present to actual industry professionals in ride design. So they present to Universal Studios, they present to Thinkwell, as well as the head of the group. So it's really exciting, it's awesome.
Okay, I see. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Now that we know what the Dark Ride project is, let's look at the project Apex students have been working on.
Hello, what was the theme of your project?
Lucky Charms.
Okay, and what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was probably building the model. It's pretty fun.
That's cool. And what was the hardest part of your project?
It's also building the models. Very hard to do.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, can you explain your model a little bit for us, please?
Sure. This is the third floor of our model. We have 3 stories in total. This is the underground layer. This is going to be the scene where, like, we go through a river scene, and we get taken to a throne room where there's an elevator lift. I'm currently working on the elevator lift right now. I don't know if it fully works. Let's see. Barely works. God.
That's pretty cool.
It's something.
And then what's this room?
Oh, this is our river scene where the passengers will be floating on a boat that is submerged, almost completely submerged in water.
And then what is the theme of your ride?
Theme of our ride is mythology, Greek mythology.
Okay, that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Wow, all those projects looked good, Apex. The Apex project is such a great opportunity for students to demonstrate their individual skills. Students more artistically inclined can utilize their creativity and imagination to design and decorate their ride. Those interested in being architects will be able to build 3D models of their project ride. And those looking into the engineering field will be able to figure out the mechanics of their ride, such as the total capacity of it and how fast the vehicle will go. With so many opportunities for students to express their interests, the Dark Ride project is a fun and perfect way for students to practice their skills. Now back to AJ and Lola.
Thanks, Isaiah.
Because it's Friday, it's time for Sports Report. Let's go, Chris.
Hey Bo, hi, it's Chris with your sports correspondent. Boys golf had a match against San Dimas on Monday, and baseball plays Alta Loma today. Softball will be Colony on Thursday, and boys tennis beat Upland on Wednesday and Glendora on Thursday. And lastly, swim beat Claremont on Wednesday. Thank you guys.
You should have said thank you. Bo, hi.
Thanks, Chris. Now, recently a lot of students have been using Chat GPT for school assignments, so let's hear more about that.
Hey Brickheads, it's Ariel talking about Chat GPT. Chat GPT is defined as an artificial intelligence chat box developed by OpenAI. Launched in November 22, it has gained popularity and controversy in classrooms and school systems nationwide. It is designed to write essays, poems, and other long pieces of work that require effort. Rather than just answering simple questions, the tool can even write basic computer codes, have philosophical conversations, and more. Some limitations of Chat GPT are awkward wording with incorrect answers, sensitivity to certain phrasing, excessive overuse of phrases, and inferences on the requests of users rather than clarifying questions. Teachers, school officials, and other educators are afraid that this tool can be used for academic dishonesty purposes.
In some ways, Chat GPT is changing the landscape of education, and it's exciting. There are some concerns about cheating and lowering the level of critical thinking because we learn through writing, and that's how we develop our critical thinking skills. And so if we're cutting that stuff out, then we could potentially be shortchanging students in the long run.
The biggest thing is if you're not an expert on the area that you're asking it, you always have to kind of double check what's being produced, whether it's actually right. Because it'll sound like it's right, but it could be totally wrong.
I do think that there are some good uses for it, and we just need to learn how to harness the tool just like we do the calculator or any other educational technology, and make sure we're using it the right way.
I think most people would say that if you just put in your essay prompt, copied it, and threw it into Chat GPT, took the result, uploaded to Canvas, that we'd all agree that is cheating. But then there's all this gray area, right? So what if you had it produce the outline for you and then you wrote the essay yourself? Or what if you wrote the essay and then said, check my grammar and tell me what I did wrong? So there's all these gray areas about what is cheating.
In my classes, students usually write pencil to paper in class or pen to paper in class, so they're having to perform in my presence. But even with processed documents, there are lots of ways to check through the version history of a document to see if things have been copied and pasted in big chunks versus typed in real time. Turnitin.com is soon to be updating their features to include a check for AI writing.
Any teacher can take what you've produced and put it in Chat GPT 0, and it will give a probability score of whether it was written by an AI or human. So it might say 80% human or 80% AI. And so teachers have been trained on that, so they'll start using that. So there is the risk that it can come up as plagiarism.
And there are already other AI writing checks online that I can go through and check a student that seems a little bit suspicious in the way it's structured. Because one thing about Chat GPT is that if you play around with it long enough, and I have played around with it a lot, it's very predictable in how it structures things. So it's easy to notice the red flags once you've played with it for a while.
While teachers may have a complex position on this tool, students may have an entirely different one.
How do you feel about Chat GPT?
Honestly, I don't know too much about it. I've never used it, but I kind of understand what it could be used for, like fluff assignments and all that.
I've actually never heard of it. Do you think that students should be able to use this tool for academic purposes?
Yeah, I think it varies on how significant the assignment maybe is.
No, I don't think so, because, I've never used it personally, and I feel like...
Regardless of how we feel about this topic, OpenAI is here to stay and will probably continue with time. Now back to Lola and AJ.
Interesting. I learned something new that I didn't know before.
Exactly. Now it's time for Battle of the Bands. Battle of the Bands is going to be happening this May 19th, and there's also going to be an interesting meeting on Tuesday in Mr. Bird's room. So make sure if you want to take part, don't miss it.
Mm-hmm. Also, this week we need to do the teacher club.
Yes,
so
we do.
Let's go to that.
The people who need to read the directions never actually do read the directions.
Well, that was interesting.
I really don't even know what to say after that.
Mm-hmm. Well, now it's time to thank the crew for this week. Let's see. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
My hand is shaking. Okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's a wrap.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for tuning in to This Week on the Green.
See what happens this week on the green.
Next week.